Hi, Jewish mom. So I want to tell you kind of a strange story about something that happened to me this last Shabbat. So this past week was a very, very big moment in my mothering career. My Yonatan is stopped wearing diapers. He's potty trained, and so that means that this week I changed my last diaper. My last diaper. So this is like, the first, so this is like, I kind of like, there've been like a series of lasts, which I've been sharing with you on the website. So after 20 years, 2 decades, I nursed for the last time. I'm not planning, I'm turning 46 next year. Not having, and not planning on having any more babies, not in the plans. So I nursed for the last time. I changed. I took I got my baby their last vaccination at the baby clinic. And I changed my last diaper this week. So on Shabbat, I had this kind of, all of a sudden, I felt this kind of, this is going to sound strange to you, all you mothers who probably are still changing diapers, but I felt a kind of void. Not that I don't want to go back to changing diapers, but I felt a kind of void, like, oh wow, it like kind of represented for me all the things that are no longer. For 20 years I was, pregnant and nursing and changing diapers and running after babies and blah, blah, blah. And now that's done. If everything goes according to plan, I'm done with that. And so all of a sudden on Shabbat, like I felt this kind of void, like what now? I'm not nursing anymore. I'm not planning to be pregnant anymore. I'm not changing diapers anymore. What's gonna be? And I felt this kind of void, like what is going to be, how I'm gonna fill this void in my life of like not the, which I guess is represented by the last diaper. So I decided I had this kind of weird decision on Shabbat. I decided I'm going, and I guess not so weird, but all of a sudden I decided, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be really spiritual. I think that maybe like for all these years that I've been very intensely, in like in mothering young children and babies mode, I kind of thought, when I'm done with that, when I'm after that, intensive taking care of babies mode, then I'm going to, let's say, I had kind of like images of things that I was going to do. Like then, like then I'll daven more, then I'll go to the kotel more, then I'll do all this kind of more, I'll do more Torah learning, I'll have time to do more kind of spiritual stuff. But all of a sudden on Shabbat I said, okay, now I'm going to be a more spiritual person. And I kind of got myself stressed out because I was like, I'm going to be more spiritual, but how? And I like envisioned like how all these things I'm going to do. I'm going to start waking up at 5 in the morning to go to the kotel like Hani Machlis, and I'm going to start reading all of Sefer Tehillim every day, and I'm going to start, spending, 15 minutes saying the prayer after meal, saying Birkat Hamazon, and all these like very spiritual things I'm going to do. And I really got myself kind of stressed out by it because it's so far from where I am now. Meanwhile, also, I do have a 2-year-old home. A 2-year-old at home. It's not like that I'm running after. It's not like I'm completely an empty nester over here with my 8 kids who are still at home. So, but I had a realization on Shabbat afternoon that really calmed me down, which I wanted to share with you. So I realized what I want to do is I want to be 1% more spiritual. That's like a start. And I thought, okay, 1% more spiritual means, on Shabbat morning when I'm davening on Shabbat morning, I'll add one more little prayer I'm going to say. And I'm going to say, when I say blessings over food, I'm going to say with 1% more kavanah, 1% more focus, and things along those lines. And it really relaxed me. And something that I've discovered, like something I discovered many years ago, I heard about this 1% solution. I heard about it many years ago, maybe about even like 12 years ago or something. It really is quite amazing, like the impact, like how it really enables us kind of painlessly to change our lives, but in a way that's not disempowering. You don't get like panic, like I'm changing too much. It's like really like a way to effectively, step by step, change yourself. Okay, so I want to tell you another interesting thing that happened this week. So a few months ago, last winter, I wrote an article for the blog. I wrote a post about annoying thoughts that I had on the way to taking my son to Gan one day. So it's all sorts of disempowering, annoying thoughts. So one of them was for example, like I saw a woman wearing the same hat as me who is very overweight, and I thought, oh no, I'm wearing oh no, like this is like the obese woman hat. You know, I must be very, very overweight. I saw an elderly woman walking with a cane. And I thought, oh no, I'm about to turn 45. I already did turn 45, and I'm also, like on the way to being, walking with a cane and being all elderly like her. And I saw the Gananet. I saw my son's teacher, who's been a Gananet for 30 years. She just turned 50. And I thought, wow, look at her. She's been a Gananet for 30. She's been a nurse, like a kindergarten teacher for 30 years. And what have I done with the last 30 years? Nothing. Okay, so all these annoying, kind of ridiculous kind of thoughts that I had. So when I wrote about that, I just wrote about this, and so it turns out that article that I wrote last winter is going to be reprinted in a magazine, in the Neshei Chabad newsletter. And so it's about to be, so basically the editor, like the editors of the newsletter, wrote to me and said, one of the editing people, and she said she received a comment from one of the feedback people, said, well, this is kind of, well, was she ever able to find a way to overcome this? Is this just a permanent solution? Is there nothing that we can do about these disempowering thoughts? And the truth is, what I did, what is quite amazing, is that last winter, I took a class with Rabbi Niven called the Belief Notebook module. It was a 5-week intensive thing. And what we did was every day we would spend 15 minutes writing down ridiculous thoughts, writing down what Rabbi Niven calls false beliefs, and then replacing them with a true belief. For example, about like the obese woman hat, like all obese women wear hats like this. So, okay, so not all obese women wear hats like this. And in fact, I'm not obese. And whatever, something like that. And so every day I would sit down and like replace a false belief with a true belief. And I would spend 15 minutes doing this, spending every morning writing down my false beliefs and replacing them with a true belief. And then I would spend, a certain amount of time writing my false belief of that day, the kind of annoying thought that I thought that morning. And then I would spend, at least 5 minutes reviewing all the true beliefs that I'd come up with up until that point. So up until this point, now it's many months later, I've come up with 54 beliefs, but there's been far, far more than 54 days since then. Why? Why haven't I come up with more? There's maybe been 150 days or more since last, I don't know, December or November. The thing is, like, I kind of stopped having those annoying thoughts. I know that sounds impossible to believe, but it's actually true. I stopped having those false beliefs. They just stopped happening. And how did that happen? Just every day, 15 minutes, sitting down and reviewing it. So basically, the reason I'm talking about this is because she asked me what happened. She asked me to write like a postscript and ask, like, did I ever find a way to overcome these false beliefs? And I did, by spending 15 minutes replacing a false belief with a true belief, and going over it and reviewing it. And now I don't, like, a lot of those, occasionally now I come up with a new disempowering belief. But overall, like, so basically I have 54 false beliefs that I've kind of done away with. I kind of taught my brain that it's not true. And so it wasn't 1%, but maybe it's 1%. Like, I changed my life by 1%, spending just 15 minutes a day, after breakfast, working on this, and it actually worked. So I want to just say to all of you, like, if there's something in your life that you want to change, try it. Try the 1% solution. Try just spending a few minutes. Try spending a few minutes a day. I think that sometimes, like, if we take on too much, like if you say, from now on, I'm not going to be angry. From now on, I'm going to be patient. From now on, I'm going to, and from now I'm going to lose weight. Like, this kind of big goals, then it generally doesn't happen. If you say to yourself, the 1% solution, okay, from now on, I'm only going to eat whole wheat bread. From now on, I'm going to, between 4 and 5, I'm not going to yell at my children. Okay, so just takes like changing things by 1%. It's amazingly effective in self-change. And I want to bless all of, on that note, I want to bless all of your Jewish moms with an amazing week.